Welcome to the second part of this lecture on energy flow in ecosystem. In the first part, we had talked about the concept of energy and the sources of energy. In this part, we will be talking about the laws of thermodynamics and the flow of energy in the ecosystem. So first, let's talk about the laws of thermodynamics, which actually help in understanding how energy is flowing within the ecosystem. The first law of thermodynamics, it states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to the other. So what does the first law states? The first law states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can change from one form to the other. This law, or the first law of thermodynamics, is also called the law of conservation of energy. So I'll write it down over here. It is also called law of conservation of energy. So according to this law, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Now let's see the second law. The second law of thermodynamics, it states that whenever energy is transformed, there is a loss of energy through the release of heat. So what does the second law states? The second law states that when the energy is transformed from one form to the other, there is always a loss or there is always a dissipation of energy, and that energy will be lost. Actually, it will not get destroyed, but it will be lost in the atmosphere, and we cannot use that energy into some useful work. So what does the second law states? That whenever energy is transformed from one form to the other, there is a dissipation or loss of some energy, mostly in the form of heat, and that energy will not be utilized or cannot be utilized for some specific work. So these are the two laws of thermodynamics which actually regulate how the energy flow takes place within an ecosystem. Now let's see how actually the energy flows in the ecosystem, and we will relate these two laws in that actual process. I'll just clear the board. Okay, what we have understood from the previous lectures. From the previous lectures, we knew that the initial, let us say the initial energy is the sun. So I'll draw over here. So sun is the initial energy. From the sun, the solar energy or the solar radiation reaches the autotrophs. Autotrophs or the green plants. So I'll write it over here. These are autotrophs, another word, green plants. Which organism feeds on the green plants? The organism that feeds on the green plants, we call them the consumers. The first, the primary consumer, we'll write as primary consumer. We will talk about the food chain where we will specifically understand these terms, primary consumer. These are consumers which actually feeds on the autotrophs. Examples we'll put over here: herbivores. Herbivores. Now, which feed on the primary consumer? So it will be feeded by something which is called secondary consumer. Secondary consumer. The secondary consumer will be eaten up by something which may be called a tertiary consumer. Tertiary consumer. So this goes on. So we'll use this to understand the flow of energy in an ecosystem. So from the sun we have the solar energy. Solar energy. This solar energy will be fixed by the autotrophs into a form of chemical energy. So it will be formed into a chemical energy. We had talked about this. In the form of glucose, it will be stored. Now you have to understand over here, solar energy is getting converted into chemical energy. Means what? One form of energy is getting converted into other form of energy, and therefore there will always be some loss of energy. So the total solar incident energy will not be completely absorbed by the plants. So there will be some loss of energy in this step also. Now, whenever this chemical energy which is present in the plants, now once they are fixed, so solar energy got converted into chemical energy and they got fixed in the form of glucose. Now after that, plants used that energy for its own metabolic processes. So there will be some usage of energy. So some of the energy which is actually fixed by the plants will be used up. So a very small amount of energy will remain. Now what happens when a primary consumer feeds on the green plants? There will be the conversion of this chemical energy which is present in the green plants into some other forms also. There will be transfer of this chemical energy from the green plants to the primary consumers. And what is according to the second law of thermodynamics states? So there will be some loss over here in the form of heat. Some energy will be lost in the form of heat. So most of the energy will be lost in the form of heat. Few of the energy will be inside the primary consumer after it has eaten the green plants. Now once this happens, again the primary consumer will use that energy into its own metabolic processes. After that, and some of the energy will get stored in it in the form of flesh. Then what will happen when the energy which is present in the primary consumer is taken up by the secondary consumer? There is a transfer of that energy from one form which is present in the primary consumer to the other form which is present in the secondary consumer. So there will be a loss of energy in the form of heat. So most of the energy will be lost in the form of heat. Some of the energy will be placed in the secondary consumer. Secondary consumer will do its own metabolic processes, and ultimately most of the energy will be used up. Few energy will get stored in the secondary consumer. After that, what will happen? The tertiary consumer feeds on the secondary consumer. So there is a transfer of energy or transformation of energy which is taking place between the secondary consumer and the tertiary consumer. So there will also be a loss of energy in the form of heat. Remember, this loss of energy which is in the form of heat cannot be utilized. It is not getting destroyed, because from the first law of thermodynamics we know energy cannot be created or not be destroyed. So this is not getting destroyed, but it is getting dissipated in the atmosphere in the form of heat. Now once it reaches the tertiary consumer will use most of the energy for its own metabolic process, and few of the energy will get stored in the tertiary consumer. So you have to understand this concept of energy flow within an ecosystem. I will repeat once more. First, the solar energy will get transformed into chemical energy, or it will be fixed by the autotrophs. During this process, there is also a loss of energy in the form of heat. Autotrophs will fix that chemical energy. That chemical energy, some of the chemical energy will be used up by the plants for its own metabolic process, and after the primary consumers feeds on the autotrophs, there is a transfer of energy from the autotrophs to the primary consumer. During this transfer, during this conversion of energy from the autotrophs to the primary consumer, there will be loss of energy in the form of heat. In addition to that, in addition to this loss, primary consumer will also use that energy for its own metabolic process. So again, energy will be used up. So a very small amount of energy will remain in the primary consumer, which can be taken up by the secondary consumer. So once the secondary consumer eats the primary consumer, the small amount of energy which was stored in the primary consumer will get transformed into the secondary consumer. During these transformations, most of the energy will get liberated in the form of heat. The secondary consumer will use some of its energy for its metabolic process, and again a small amount of energy will be stored in the secondary consumer. The same thing will happen when a tertiary consumer feeds on the secondary consumer. So this is the flow of events which occur during the flow of energy and which actually follows the laws of thermodynamics. So over here in this scheme, no energy is getting created, no energy is getting destroyed. It is only getting transferred from one form to the others. And it also follows the second law, that during the transformation from one form to the other, some of the energy is getting dissipated in the form of heat, which cannot be utilized by the organism. So I hope you have understood this, how energy is flowing through the ecosystem and the laws of thermodynamics. Now the third question may come up. Question is, how much of that energy, suppose this primary consumer is there and a secondary consumer feeds it. So how much of the energy which was present in the primary consumer is ultimately getting stored or ultimately getting utilized by the secondary consumer? What is the percentage of the energy which is present in the primary consumer getting utilized by the secondary consumer? So this can be a question, and we'll answer this question when we will discuss in the third part in the 10% law or the 10% rule. So in the next part, we'll talk about this 10% law or the 10% rule, where we'll understand that what percentage of energy gets transferred from one trophic level to the next. I hope this part was helpful. Once we understand the 10% law, then we can summarize the whole thing, and that will make you understand the complete flow of energy in an ecosystem. Thank you.